Byjus, Unacademy, Coursera, Simply Learn, Udemy. The list goes on and on and on in India and also in global market. After pandemic COVID, the growth and the need and necessity of EdTech space is growing rapidly.
2020, this market was $4 billion, but fast forward to 2 years, it's already at $6 billion. And come 2025, experts project that the market is going to reach an impressive $10.5 billion.
The consumption of content with mobile and laptop and iPad and learning with digital and tech enabling is increasing rapidly. Now it is a time to understand if you are a business student or a management student, if you are focusing on learning something related to valuable business lessons and how the EdTech companies or anybody who's into coaching, training and educational space, this is the most important video that you have to focus. And these are the three most important parameters which will decide the growth of your organization. These three parameters will help you to evaluate and look at the impact that you are going to generate in future. The first and foremost thing, if you look at Byjus, which started in 2011, and also Physics Wallah, which started in 2019, and now look at the growth of Physics Wallah growing rapidly, becoming at a unicorn company, growing at rapid phase, starting with offline classes, both in online and offline market, and having a green signal everywhere. But whereas the company which started a revolution with online education in 2011, but look at the downfall of Byjus. One common thing that you need to understand is it's not about when did you started. The way you are approaching towards the market is the most important element in every business growth. And look at Physics Wallah and Byjus. The one common amazing learning that you have to take, the first learning is always about customer acquisition cost. Now, why I am talking about this customer acquisition cost is whenever you start a business, especially into EdTech space, the key parameter or the key most important element that helps you to analyze the growth of an organization is how much you are investing to bring one customer into your ecosystem. Assume that you are spending 20,000 rupees to bring one person into your ecosystem and you are selling a course worth of 2 lakh rupees. Now that CAC to acquire one customer is 20,000 rupees. Now 1.8 lakhs is not your profit. That is, there are a lot of other costs that are getting involved into it. So you need to analyze the first parameter that you have to master at the art is always how you can reduce the cost of customer acquisition. For example, majority of us, when we start our education business, or it might be online course or an institute or a summer camp or coaching, or it might be any kind of a corporate training or a B2B training, the core important element that we have to focus is how I can invest less money or I can eliminate the cost of acquiring customer. What should I do for it? Now look at Physics Wallah. He earned the trust and gain at Alak Pandey. I mean, he being the center of the epitome center of his personal branding and creating that buzz of teacher vibe and getting trust and hope from people reduced his customer acquisition cost. But whereas other companies might invest hefty money on promoting with great brand ambassadors and marketing budgets, and that might reduce your profitability because you are spending hefty money on your marketing cost, or you are spending a lot of money on advertisement, branding, promotions, ATL, BTL activities. This is the core element that you need to consider whenever you start with your EdTech space or coaching or training educational business. Keep one thing in your mind, how you can reduce your acquisition cost. This is one key element that decides the growth of business. Second most important parameter in education or this kind of segments is value what you provide. And it's very hard in this non-tangible market to analyze the value. Now, if you ask me how do I evaluate value in my academy or wherever the courses that I promote and teach my students, the value that I generate is on the basis of what is the current situation or a present situation of my learner or a mentee or a trainee who's undergoing a training under me, what is his current position, and after completing the training program under me, what is the level that he's up to, what is the level he has grown up. So the current position to what is the position, is it in the positive axis or negative axis? You need to calculate this every time, and that is the value that you are providing. And this value can be evaluated on the basis of the hope that you create. As it is a non-tangible element, building hope and confidence in every learner is what the value that you need to evaluate. Now, how do you do that? So if a person is able to analyze, understand and evaluate what he has learned, analyze, understand and evaluate on what he has learned practically, you are basically taking a learner from 0 to 1 position, and now you are building slowly a value, you are building a great hope in him, and that yields into confidence, and that confidence makes him courageous to change his career. So it's very important for you to evaluate the value that you are providing on the basis of looking at what is his position. And it is not just about looking at what position he is. What was your part in taking his position from 0 to 1? Did you help him in assistance with freelancing, job opportunity, career change, or your content helped him, your network helped him, or your placement assistance helped him, or the group or the community that you have built helped him? So that is the second most important parameter that you need to focus. And the third most important is net promoter score. So the first one was customer acquisition cost, and the second was value that you create, and the third is NPS, net promoter score. What is the meaning of net promoter score? For example, I have calculated throughout my last half a decade of my teaching, training, coaching career, my net promoter score is not less than 50 till date. Now, what do I mean by net promoter score? So when people learn from you, and if they go out and talk about you in the market, and if they are able to bring people to your academy or to your center or for your online programs, that is net promoter scores. In the sense, how many unpaid brand ambassadors do you have? And these brand ambassadors are your ambassadors who promote your brand or your organization in return of expecting nothing but because of the value and because of the hope that you have created. How many of them go out and promote your business and bring or promote about you and your organization and your course that you're selling and bring more people? So basically, I mean to tell reference or word of mouth. So please focus on calculating your net promoter score. How many students were this batch, and how many of them have jumped in the next batch, and what is the key parameter that you have used for this particular element? That is called net promoter score. And this is very easy to evaluate for every business. So just check, in this current batch you had 5 students, in the next batch you have 10 students. Ask each of them, how did you came here, or how did you got to know about our organization? Out of 10, if 7 people have told that, hey, I'm here because of your previous batch student called Shayansh who referred me, or Gautami who referred me, or Alok who referred me, or Gautam who referred me. Now these 4 previous batch students went out to the market and they told about your programs that you're promoting and you're teaching, and because of them students are joining back to your next batch. And this is a simple concept of net promoter score. And if you're very good at what you're selling, what you're promoting, and what you're teaching, and the value that you're creating, if you are really, really genuine and brutal honest about it, your NPS will always increase and it will grow. So consider this parameter also when you're evaluating or if you're launching something in this sector. So these 3 elements that matters the growth of any organization with respect to education. One is CAC, customer acquisition cost, and the second is value that you create for your learners, and the third is NPS, net promoter score. If you can manage these 3 things well, then it will not be a hell, it will be a heaven. So in this video, I have taught you these 3 elements. Try to understand the concept. If you're a business student or if you are willing to start something in this sector, consider them as your key parameter index, which might help you a lot. Meet you all in this next video. Thank you.